Hello, everybody. I'm Jim Powers, and we're glad to have you with us as we continue our quarterfinals at the Elite Eight post-game press conferences. And the number one seed, West Texas A&M, they defeat Damon by a score of 97-83. We're starting off with our outstanding student athlete, and what an afternoon he had for West Texas A&M, Joel Murray. Joel, congratulations on the win, but moreover, congratulations on just a great individual performance today.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
First thing I'm going to ask you is talk about that scary moment right off the hop. You came down and twisted your ankle a little bit, but then all of a sudden it was almost like it never happened. Walk us through what was going through your mind at that point.
I don't know. I kind of just landed wrong on my ankle, and then I was down for a minute, and then me and our trainer were talking it out, and then he was just like, "Let's just get up and try to run it out." And so I got up and ran it out. Took some medicine, and then I was back on the court.
Absolutely. Well, let's go to some questions from the media that are joining us. This is from Hedrick Magley from the Evansville Courier. All-around performance today for you, 31.6 assists and 5 rebounds. How motivated were you to come out with such a dominant outing today?
Very motivated. I mean, when you look back 2 years ago and what happened to us when we got down here when I was a freshman, that kind of sits with me. So we just take it game by game, and I just try to come out and do what I have to do every single game.
Another question for you. 3 players with 20 plus. You don't see that very often, guys that we see doubles, but we don't see 20 plus. What led to the dynamic performance on offense for you guys?
We just played together. Everybody shared the ball. Everybody got their shots, and the ball was going in the net for us. We shot a very high percentage today. Every game's not going to be like that, but tonight the shots were falling.
The way you were able to drive the paint and split defenders, what did your teammates do to allow you to get that room on the floor? That's from Lariska Liska.
When your teammates can shoot the ball, the paint opens up all the time. So when you got Zach out there, Quay out there, Jonell out there, the paint opens up. When they hit one, you start attacking, and then everything just starts opening up for you.
Talk a little bit about, Quay and Janelle, both, had 20 plus with you. Talk about how much fun it's for you three to be out on the floor, doing the things that you do.
Man, it's fun, we play fast, we like to go. And so when we get rebounds still, you just see everybody taking off. And when we move the ball, it's a good sight. So that's what happened tonight.
The other thing too is defensively in the first half, the game kind of went back and forth a little bit, but then you guys not only were hitting buckets, but defensively, you guys took Damon right out of their normal game.
Yeah, credit to the coaches. Great game plan. We knew what we had to do, and so coach put the game plan together and we executed, and everybody was locked in, and we got the win.
Well, a big one tomorrow. You guys are no strangers with Lincoln Memorial. Talk about, the quick turnaround and, getting ready to take them on again. I know the last time you all played, it was an instant classic. And I think we're expecting the same thing tomorrow.
Yeah, that was last year. So, yeah, it'll be a good one. We'll get our scout ready. We'll get ready for them. And, we'll take it one game at a time. We'll get the job done.
One more call for questions for JoJo. And we don't have any more. So, Joel, congratulations on a terrific win. It's going to be a great one tomorrow in the semifinal. Looking forward to seeing you guys get after it tomorrow evening.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I appreciate it. You have a good one.
No problem. And we'll go ahead and we will slide the head coach in.
Hey,
Coach
Jim.
Brown, how are you?
How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. I know you got to be doing really well right now.
Yeah, it was, it's fun to be at the Elite Eight in Evansville, and the committee, everybody that's doing the work behind the scenes. It's just a first class event, And when you can get a win, it makes it even that much sweeter. But even if we would have got bounced today, it's just a lot of fun to be able to get here. There's so many teams in the country that are trying to get here every year, and to be one of the top 8 is always a lot of fun. And it was a nice win for us today.
Let's talk a little bit about the first half. Game went back and forth a little bit to get things going, but then you go on the run and, you were knocking down shots and Joel was just hitting everything under the sun. But I look at the defensive side of things. You guys completely took Damon completely out of their ball game and what they wanted to do against you.
Well, I don't know about that, but we did do a good job. I mean, we held Cisco to 29 points and 16 rebounds. So, we shut him down a little bit. We were very concerned that he was going to have 50 and 40 against us, but, we held him to 29 and 16. So that wasn't bad. He's a phenomenal player for our level. He's just so hard to stop. And we were throwing different bodies at him, and Kavan and John Brown and Hugo and Hayden, we're all taking not taking a chance, but trying to shut him down. It's just tough to do. And then they surround him with some really good shooters and good players. So that's a very good ball club that we beat. And we're going to have a really tough one tomorrow too in Lincoln Memorial.
We'll talk about that here in a second.
Sure.
So got a couple questions from the media, from Larissa Liska. Able to take care of the ball today. Only 4 turnovers, 13 steals. What'd you like about the ball control by your offense today?
Yeah, we only had 1 turnover in the first half, and I think that really helped us. You get more possessions. The 1 turnover was really unforced. We had one guy that just dribbled out of bounds, but I don't know if that was nerves or what. But 4 turnovers, you have a chance to win it all when you can play that way. And we play pretty fast. We get up and down the court and only have 4 turnovers for the game was really, really good. And I give that credit to our guards, John L. Quay and JoJo, who really take care of the basketball. And it's when you do things like that, because we're not the biggest, we're probably one of the smallest teams in the country. So you got to take care of the ball. You got to shoot really well, and you got to try to get some turnovers, whether that's getting in the passing lane or even forcing them into taking a bad shot. Now we can get a rebound and go. Makes a big difference.
Well, and the one thing too, in the first half especially, you forced 8 turnovers, converted those into 14 points. As a head coach, you got to love having that kind of production, turning those turnovers into points.
Yeah, when you get that live ball turnover, and Quay actually had one right away, first play of the game, and I thought he was going off to the races, but it just went off his hands out of bounds. And we've got to have that. We've been playing that way all year long. Lincoln Memorial is going to be really good as well, and they like to run, so that game could be up in the hundreds tomorrow. But it's going to come down to who's going to be maybe a little bit tougher, who can stay out on shooters and still defend one-on-one. Because if you help a little bit off of shooters, I mean, Lincoln Memorial can really torch you tomorrow, and we can also do the same thing. So it's going to be a good ball game. I wish we could play it right now, but you got to wait a little bit, and we got 2 more really good games coming up tonight. So we'll watch those as well. But main focus is getting ready for Lincoln Memorial tomorrow at 6:00.
Question from Hendrix Magley from the Evansville Courier. 3 guys with over 20 plus today. You don't get that very often. What led to the dynamic performance on offense out of those guys today?
Well, Quay and JoJo are averaging about 22 a game, 22 or 23. So they're at their average. And then John L's really good. I mean, he is really good. I don't want to say he gets overshadowed, but we ask him to do a lot of things, play defense, and he usually gets the assignment of the best player on the other team. And, he sacrifices a little bit. I'm not saying that he's going to be a 30-point scorer or anything like that, but he can really shoot it. He can get to the basket. The kid's just a winner, very unselfish. And when he plays like that, we're really hard to beat, because then we got 3 options that we can really go to. But just 3 really good players.
Back to the Final Four for the second time in school history. Back in 2018, you were there. What does that say about the growth of the program right now?
Well, we have 2 players from that from this when we played Southern Indiana here 2 years ago, Quay Grant and Joel Murray, and it's just those 2 guys. So we had some other guys that were just kind of getting their feet wet with the Elite 8. It's always great to get back here, and you hope to get back next year and the year after, and those guys will have that experience. And there's just no substitute for experience. And when you have guys like JoJo and Quay who have been here, they kind of know what's going on. So they're going to help the other guys. And that happened before when we were out in Sioux Falls at the Elite Eight with David Chavlovic and Ryan Quaid and Gotch and Brandon Hall and some of those guys. It just, and those guys are all pulling for these guys. And so I'll get tweets and text messages all the time. Hey, coach, good luck again. And it's just great to kind of build that. And it kind of started with our first year when we were only 17 and 12 our first year, but I think we had 9 guys and we got in late, started recruiting. Jeff Bonner was one of those guys, Tommy Gove, David Chavlovic was one of the first guys, Antoine Balls, Miles Gatewood, Tez Dumars. And you don't know all those names, but those guys are the ones that did it, and they built it the right way. Even though we were 17 and 12, that might've been one of our best jobs coaching that year, because we just didn't have the firepower that some of these other teams had. But you start building it up and you get guys to really buy in and believe, and then you develop that. And I hate using the word culture, but it's building on what you've done year after year after year. And you're going to have some ups and downs, but I think the WT program right now is in good shape. And it's because of guys like John L. and Quay and JoJo that have really established a work ethic, and they're just great student athletes. And that's what it's all about is getting your degree. Bottom line, we've got some guys that might play professionally, but a lot of these guys, you got to get that degree. And that's what I'm really proud of is our team's GPA, our team's work ethic on and off the court, and just a great group of guys this year.
You answered Larissa's first part of her question. Now let's talk about the matchup.
Okay.
Instant classic when you played them last year. You're both familiar. You both have the same styles. What are going to be some of the things you guys are going to have to look at tonight on film and to get ready for Lincoln Memorial tomorrow evening?
Well, they're just so dangerous because all 5 guys can shoot it. And when you do that and you have guys that can take you off the dribble like Henry can, and I don't know the names of all their players, but 35 can really go. And I think that's Henry. It's hard to guard somebody just one-on-one because he can get downhill so fast and he can put a lot of pressure on you. And so you got to stay out on shooters, but you got to play the way you've been playing all year long. We're not going to change anything. We're not going to go to a zone. We're not going to go to a full court trap, anything like that. We're going to stick to our basics, and we're going to see who the better team is tomorrow. And I think they'll probably do the same thing. You might have a little wrinkle here and there to try to throw them off, but it's going to come down to, who can stop people, who can get stops, and really be able to still stay out on shooters, because they've got a lot of shooters on their team just like us. And if you're giving open looks, it's going to be a long night. But rebounding is going to be a key, I think, as well. They really take care of the basketball. They do a great job with that. And they've got all these different little sets. And if we get confused on some of those, they're going to have layups. They're going to have kick out threes. So we got to watch a little film and get ready for these guys. But they're such a talented team, really well coached. I think they've got a D1 coach on their team right now. So, it's going to be tough for a little Division II school from Canyon to beat them, but we're going to give our best and see what happens tomorrow.
Absolutely. So obviously quick turnaround, 25 hours from now, they're throwing it up in the air. What's the plan for tonight to get the guys off their feet and try and get them some rest and some food and figure out a game plan?
Yeah, with COVID, we can't really do anything. We had planned, we're going to go bowling tonight, but you can't do it with COVID. So we can't go out. We're going to watch a little film. We'll have the scouting report, get a good meal, and then probably eat again, because these guys eat so much, but it's just, and then just enjoy it. That's the one thing is, after the game, our guys, we weren't celebrating too much, but it was, hey, enjoy it, guys. But they're ready to go for that next game, and that's what they want. And they've got that mentality. And win or lose tomorrow, we're going to give it everything we've got and leave it all out in the court. And that's, both teams will do that. And it should be, like you said, it might be an instant classic tomorrow, but 2 really kind of heavyweights of Division II going after each other tomorrow.
Outstanding stuff, Coach. Well, we're going to let you get out of there, go get the guys fed and all that fun stuff. But looking forward to the game tomorrow. Thanks so much for the time, and good luck tomorrow.
You got it. Thanks a lot, Jim. Appreciate it. Appreciate all you do for D2.
No problem, my friend. Tom Brown, the head coach for West Texas, joins us. Once again, for all of our members of the media, we will be logging off of this stream, log back in on the same link, and we'll start the press conference with Damon here in about 3 to 5 minutes. Want to thank you for joining us for our post-game press conference from the Elite Eight. West Texas A&M, they move on to take on Lincoln Memorial tomorrow.
Tomorrow.